How can something so wrong be so right? I wish we didn't have to keep our love out of sight. Living two lives just ain't easy at all. But we gotta hang on after fall. Secret lovers, hey, that's what we are. Trying so hard to hide the way we feel. 'Cause we both belong to someone else. But we can't let it go. 'Cause what we feel is oh so real. So real. So real. So real. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is Ty. Let me stop bugging out. This is Ty. I am here to review season 5, episode. What episode is this? Episode 4 of Tyler Perry's soap opera comedy drama, The Oval. And tonight's episode is titled Coming Clean. And that song, Secret Lovers, we got to dedicate to Nancy. Miss Nancy's going and talking about her secret love affair with Richard's daddy. And it also could be dedicated to Victoria and Eli too. They secret lovers too. But all right. Before we get into this review of this episode, I have to give a shout out to my lovely subscribers. How y'all doing? Shout outs, I don't want to miss nobody, to Anthony White, Karima Khadija, June BLC, Miss Tasha, Hope Butler, Crystal Lett, Always Mimi, how you doing? Thomas Grant, Kalindra Antonelli, what's that say? Sarah? Oh, I'm sorry, Savannah Rivers Amore Dupree, the R.C. Kroger, Nadine Harris. Can't forget Nadine Harris. Look, I can't even read my own handwriting. Can't forget Nadine Harris. Shout outs to all of you wonderful people and all the rest of you people. That's who I caught down on the list. Thank you. I do appreciate you. You're watching this show. You're rocking with me. You're hitting that like button. You're hitting that subscribe button. Share it. Tell your people about it. Shout outs to Anthony again. I see, Anthony said they were trying to impress their kids. And the kids wasn't impressed. They was like, who is Ty? I'm Ty, damn it. That's who I am. Ty is Ty. Just tell them Ty is just that cool dude. But no, that's funny. I know all about that, trying to impress the kids. That's funny. But anyway, enough the foolishness. Let me get down to this review. Let's start with Richard, and Lord have mercy, Miss Nancy, who is still all messed up, but she in the hospital still. But Richard went down to the morgue to go view this body, and he was so distraught. And like I said, he looked at the body and he got upset, and he told the guy, he said, that's not my son. That's not my son. That's not his body. That's just not his stuff. Where's my son? So it looks like Barry may be alive, y'all, because Richard went down there and identified him. Went down there to identify him, and it's not his son. So Richard comes back up with some happy news. Then I was saying, well, maybe Richard's saying it because he's in denial. But then when he kept saying it wasn't his son, I'm like, yeah, it's not his son. He's like, he came back up. He was like happy. He goes to see Nancy. Nancy's about to get ready to be discharged. But Nancy starts reminiscing, y'all. She starts reminiscing, and she says some mess about, yes, you love me, because he's just smiling at her like, oh, baby, I just love you. That reminds me, those times when the relationship was good and you just smile at your girl like, yeah, girl, damn, I love you. Look at you. I just want to eat you up like a butter biscuit. Something like that, or a 2-piece in a biscuit, But he's giving her that look and that smile. We all been there. I've been there. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, girl, yeah, I just love you. And Nancy just has to blow it. Whatever this is that the rockadoochies gave her, man, this thing, was it a truth serum? I don't know. She starts telling him, she says, you love me even though I was with your daddy several times. Now, I don't know if y'all remember a few seasons back, it was revealed that Picky, who was supposed to be her nephew, turned out to really be her son, and she was messing around with Richard's father, which is Barry's grandfather. So just the whole thing is crazy. So now I'm trying to figure out, well, is Barry Richards, or does he belong to the pappy too? So she just started telling it all and saying how the father was putting it down so good and so much better, and that she had fallen in love, but she knew that Richard was coming back, and the father broke it off, and she's like, but I really liked, I think she said the father's name was Clarence. Clarence Carter was putting it in. He was stroking. He was putting it in. He put it on her, because she still remember that. And I'm like, is Richard's father alive now, or is he deceased? Because Tyler, if you're watching this, or anybody that know him, I think we should have Richard's father come to the show, if his father's not already dead, just to get that whole dynamic. You slept with my wife, you old bastard, something like that. I don't know, but that was crazy, and Richard's feelings was hurt, and he's like, wait a minute, so you was tipping and dipping with my father more than one time? What? And you were in love with him? Like, the stuff she said hurt him to the core so much that homeboy had to call Priscilla. He said, listen, Priscilla, I need your help. I need you to go. He told the doctor, because the doctor said she can be released. He said, she ain't being released to me. Somebody else got to come pick her up, because what she just told me, I can't do it. And I understood Richard. I understood where he was coming from. Like, I can't deal with that. I can't. And so when he called Priscilla, Priscilla's like, she's not in her right mind. He said, what she said to me today, you got to come pick her up. And Priscilla thought that Richard was calling to help out Sam, because, as we saw in this episode, Priscilla had those dudes beat Sam down. And she's like, these characters, I don't know. While I laughed at the beat down, I was still like, is this in character for Priscilla, the Priscilla that we know? But these characters on Tyler Perry World, they flip, they show a different side to them all the time. She just sitting there, she's like, I told you to leave. She said, now, you're going to get out of this house or whatever. And he said, I'm a federal agent. She said, and these are thugs. They don't care nothing about that. Let me stop you. Let me stop you, Priscilla. Those ain't no thugs. Those are some agents as well. Because ain't no street thug messing with no federal agent. They not doing that. They ain't doing that. Especially if they know it's a federal agent at work at the White House. Ain't no street dude doing that. These dudes are agents as well. Because remember, Priscilla was working with Victoria's daddy, and like she got some connections. So these are some other people. This ain't just no thugs like she said it was. And they beat him down, and he was like, you going to leave, and what you going to do? You never going to come back again? Then she said, and you're not going to sleep with that hoe again? Talking about Victoria. And he said, I only slept with her once. But my thing was, she's saying, you're not going to do it again, so is there a chance that you're going to take him back? Because why does it matter now? Even though it was only one time anyway, but why does it matter now? And she was like, you gonna do it again? He said, it was only one time. I promise it won't ever happen again. And she said, and get the hell out of here. And, she called him a piece of you-know-what. And I was like, Dad, she told him, she want him out? Get on up out of here. But the thing was, then you saw him like, oh, wait. And he tried to reach for his gun. She said, oh, you really think you're going to go for that gun? And all the brothers pulled out their guns on him. Now get on out of here. I mean, she had him stomped out several times. I said, well, Dad, don't come back in there no more, bro. She don't want you in there. Don't come back in there no more. Don't. She don't want you in there. That was crazy. Then we move on down to the president and Dr. Jones. The president has awakened, and then Dr. Jones, the nurse or whoever she was in there, and the president's like, what's going on? What am I doing in the infirmary? I'm in an infirmary. What's going on? What happened? And the guy told him, listen, you had an overdose. You were smoking that crack, and yeah, you had an overdose. And he was like, dag. And he said, well, what? I got things to do. He said, no, that's being taken care of. The vice president was sworn in. Crackhead president tried to get up. He said, oh, no. He don't want that. He's like, nah, this dude, I can't stand this dude. Then when he tried to get up, Dr. Jones told him, "You're not well, no, sit back down." But before anything, he got lightheaded and passed right on out. So I was like, okay, that was interesting. Then we go on down to Alonzo, aka Shaggy from Scooby Doo, who's always nervous and petrified all of a sudden. It's just irritating me. He irritates me. He's at the house and Donald's questioning him and like, where'd you get this? What the hell happened? Tell me what happened. So Alonzo explains to him what happened with the whole drugs thing and getting the president the drugs and where the drugs came from the pharmacy. And he telling, Alan took it and Alan took the drugs and was supposed to take the drugs back to the pharmacy and all this other stuff. So Donald's like, wait, so you think Alan put the fentanyl in these drugs? He's like, he's like, no. He just was taking. He said, where are the drugs now, and where's Alan? And we know Alan is arrested or whatever. And that was interesting. Alonzo, you messed up, but Alan's in jail. So Donald was fussing with him. Then when he leaves, Donald and Lily have a conversation, and Donald's like, I know. You're still here? You didn't leave yet, woman? And he says something to her like he knew that she was the one who tried to have him killed by that officer. She said, no, I didn't do that. You did that when you ruined that man's life. So that's why he came after you. So they're going back and forth with their banter. And Donald had mentioned something about the men in her life and all this other stuff. And she said, well, listen, she said, he was saying like the guys you deal with, they ain't even got no class like me. She said, yeah, but you don't like women. He said, I like women. And then she said, but you haven't touched me in how long? He said, like I said, I like women. You ain't no woman, basically is what he said. It was like, little insults and all that. And they traded barbs back and forth. I was like, yeah. Break up already. Do something. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of them. Then we move on down to the jail cell where Alan is, and the guy who's planning to kill him had the nerve to tell him, when I do like this shanking and killing on people, I gotta take a nap because this type of stuff. But bro, let me tell you something. You gonna tell me this type of stuff bothers you? Let me tell you something. You trying to kill me? You talking about you gonna take a nap before you kill me, brother? When you take that nap, bro, I'm smothering you with the pillow. Something. The killer is telling him, before I kill you, I'm going to take a nap. Because, you take that nap, bro, you go and see the king. Because I'm telling you, I would have got him before he got me. You taking a nap? Nah, that's not going to happen. Then we move on down to, let's finish that off. So then they get the tussling. The guy decides he's gonna, Alan was like, listen, let's go at it, bro. It is what it is. Let's do this. And so the guy come with the knife, and Alan put up a good fight, and Alan was looking like he was getting the best of the guy. And I said, okay, that's how that go. That's right, Alan, fight for your life. But I said, this would have been easy for me. As soon as Bro said that he was taking a nap, I would have took him down. Now let's move on down to Kyle and Max, and that kind of bored me. Their little storylines are getting annoying now. And Kyle tells Max to lighten up. It was just business. He was just doing his job, and he really likes him. And, he could have made him his bitch and all this other stuff. And then Max told him, listen, get away from me. All of that I didn't like. So, yeah, that was that. Their little situation. I wish that storyline would go somewhere. I'm a little tired of that storyline. Then we move on down to Kareem's cousin and Dale. He done took poor Dale down to the pharmacy, and he's like, where's the rest of the stuff? And he says, read the list of names. He reads the list of names, and apparently these are people that every time he listed somebody's name, the guy was like, damn, oh my God. So every time he listed a name, these are people who have overdosed, so they gave them a bad batch. And now you're in trouble for this bad batch because all these people died off of this overdose, or they overdosed or whatever. And then he says, you did it. And Alan was like, no, I didn't. He said, yes, not Alan. Dale. Dale was like, no, I didn't. He said, yes, you did, and you're going to take the fall for it. Then he takes a picture of Dale, pulls out the gun, calls somebody, and says, yeah, he's the one who did it. He's the one that spiked the drugs or whatever you call, however you call that, tampered with the drugs and put the fentanyl in there. And he's the one who hit Kareem with a bat. And he was like, I got to go because I got to live. So now Thug Life over here ain't that tough because he's afraid of some other dudes that he thinks is going to do something to him because of the drugs were tampered with. And he done put it all on Dell and it's like, sorry, man, I got to go. Dell's sitting there looking stuck on stupid. Then Dell leaves. Dell, I think you need to go to the police because you are in danger now. That's what it looks like with that. You're going to definitely be in danger. Then we get down to Victoria and Eli. And she's basically, all of this was her plan from the get-go. She knows that her husband liked hoes and he liked drugs. So she arranged for him to be attracted to the woman. She knew that one of the girls he liked worked down at the pharmacy. And she knew that that pharmacy had illegal drugs in there and was being investigated. So she set the whole thing up and put the whole thing in motion. She knew that you would get somebody dumb like Alonzo to bring him drugs in. So basically, she set this whole thing up knowing to get the president to overdose. This was a part of the plan. And Eli's telling her, he's like, but what about my wife? She's still down in the basement. What we going to do down with her? I'll figure that out. But he was like, how'd you get all this in motion? She said, I got eyes where you don't think, and I got people working for me where you don't think. So this was all a part of the plan, and I guess she's like in love with Eli, or he's in love with her, and then they start having sex, and as they're having sex, Sleeping Beauty comes back in, talking about he will awaken from his drug coma and walks right in on Victoria and Eli. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, well, what? And then he's hiding under the covers, and yeah, that was that. So this was a funny episode. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think about this episode? What did you like this episode? Did I miss anything? Somebody did have a question last week, and I think it was Miss Tasha. She asked, where was Sharon? Yeah, that's a good question. They haven't shown Sharon yet this season. I guess she locked up, but they ain't show her in jail yet. Maybe they will show her. But my bigger question is, now that we know that Barry's not dead, where is Barry? Is he tied up in a Rakadushi basement? Where's Barry? And whose body is that? Good question, right? We have to wait and find out. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.